Hello, everyone, and welcome to a massive breaking news edition of our show where we dive deep into sports and pop culture, and today's news is truly shattering the internet. Over the past 24 hours, if you've been anywhere online, social media, sports forums, even just your group texts, you've seen the entire digital space become obsessed with one explosive story. Everyone's feeds are blowing up, the trending topics are completely dominated, and the excitement has already shot through the roof. The person at the center of it all is the undeniable superstar of Philippine tennis, the pioneer herself, Alexandra Eala. The story that has completely captured the internet's attention is that a new, eagerly awaited, and culturally significant Milo television ad starring Alex Eala is now in production. And this is no longer just a rumor. Behind-the-scenes video clips have been leaking all over social media, and they've gone viral. And I have to say, the vibe is absolutely electric. This isn't just some other commercial. It's not just another endorsement deal. What we're witnessing is a major cultural coronation. To really get the full weight of this moment, you have to consider Alex's current position in the wider world of international sports. Just a few days ago on February 23, 2026, this amazing 20-year-old athlete shot up to a career best ranking of world number 31 in the Women's Tennis Association. Number 31 on the entire planet. Just think about that. She's now the highest-ranked Filipino singles player the sport has ever seen. This comes right after her incredible performance at the WTA 1000 Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, where she methodically took down top-tier players, including a truly stunning, jaw-dropping victory over the world's number 8 Jasmine Paolini right on center court beneath the dazzling Dubai lights. She forced the whole world to sit up and take notice. Now moving effortlessly from those massive wins on the hard courts in the Middle East, she's walking onto a film set for a brand that is deeply ingrained in the culture of Filipino childhood dreams and sports achievement. Milo. When you combine the biggest, fastest-rising star in world tennis with the most legendary, beloved, and historic sports brand in the Philippines, what you end up with is more than an ad. It's a defining moment for a generation. It becomes a piece of content that will motivate millions of children to get up early, tie their shoes, and imagine themselves competing on the world stage. These behind-the-scenes videos that are blowing up online offer an exciting sneak peek at what looks to be an absolutely epic and cinematic campaign. We're catching glimpses of incredibly high production quality. Huge lighting setups are bathing everything in that instantly recognizable vibrant green color we all know and love. You can see Alex radiating total confidence, strength, and elegance as she unleashes that signature two-handed backhand that has dominated top-level players all over the world. We're also seeing candid shots of her sharing a laugh with the crew, showing off that amazing down-to-earth charm that makes her a fan favorite no matter where she plays. And most importantly, we see the classic victorious pose holding that iconic green mug, the universal sign in the Philippines that you've truly arrived. It means you are officially a champion. So why is this going so viral? Why has Alex Eala's marketability suddenly become the hottest topic of discussion everywhere from corporate meetings to local sports clubs? It's because this specific endorsement represents her breakthrough into the mainstream. For years, Alex was our rising star. We saw her go to the Rafa Nadal Academy when she was just a kid. We followed her journey to winning the 2022 U.S. Open girls singles title, which was the very first junior Grand Slam singles victory for the Philippines. We witnessed her tough climb into the pro circuit, battling through ITF tournaments, proving her worth, facing setbacks, and absorbing the harsh realities of professional tennis. We all cheered during her incredible fairy tale run at the 2025 Miami Open, where she defeated Grand Slam winners like Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek. We saw her shed tears of pure disbelief, and we all felt that emotion right along with her. However, becoming part of the Milo legacy elevates an athlete beyond being a sports star. It turns them into a mainstream, everyday household name. Milo's history in the Philippines stretches back 60 years. Since 1964, it's been known as the brand for champions. When Alex Eala stands before those cameras for this commercial, she's joining a lineup filled with absolute legends. She is following in the footsteps of basketball greats like Jerry Codinera and Chris Tiu volleyball, phenom Alyssa Valdez, taekwondo star Japoy Lizardo, marathon champion Mary Joy Tabal, and our gymnastics hero Kaloy Yulo. Getting a Milo commercial signifies that you're playing for something more than just ranking points or cash prizes. It means the country as a whole has recognized you as the perfect role model for its children to admire. It's a declaration that your journey, filled with determination, discipline, early mornings, tough defeats, and incredible wins, perfectly matches the brand's philosophy of creating champions. The fact that these behind-the-scenes clips have gone viral is proof of all the built-up anticipation surrounding her personal brand. Fans are analyzing every last frame of the leaked videos. What's the ad's narrative going to be? Will it center on her early days practicing against a wall in Quezon City? Is it going to feature her rigorous training schedule in Spain? Or will it emphasize her legendary matches against the world's top 10 players? The theories are flying everywhere, and it's making engagement numbers skyrocket. Experts in sports marketing are already forecasting that this one campaign alone will make her commercial appeal explode to an even higher level. This connects the exclusive elite circle of professional tennis with the relatable day-to-day dreams of the average Filipino family. But to fully understand why this particular moment, a viral leak from a beverage commercial shoot, is being treated like major breaking news, we need to really dig into what goes into creating a sports icon in this day and age. We need to look at the rise of Alexandra Eala, the brilliant strategy behind this brand deal, and the profound psychological impact this moment has for a nation growing its presence in sports. We'll be analyzing the perfect timing of this campaign, which launched just after she was named PISA Athlete of the Year and made her groundbreaking entry into the top 40. We'll explore how this endorsement boosts her international standing right before she heads into the critical Sunshine Double in the United States, the Indian Wells and Miami Open tournaments. And we'll also examine the unavoidable ripple effect this is bound to have on local tennis initiatives throughout the islands. This goes far beyond a simple television commercial. This is about solidifying a legacy. So get comfortable, crank up the sound, and prepare yourselves, because we're going to take an incredibly deep look at the viral phenomenon of Alexandra Eala's huge new ad, her soaring commercial appeal, and its implications for the future of sports in the Philippines. Let's start by breaking down the behind-the-scenes footage that kicked off this whole digital firestorm. In the fast-moving, constantly connected media world of today, a slick final ad is one thing, but it's the unfiltered, unedited footage from the set that sparks a truly genuine viral moment. Audiences are hungry for authenticity. They want to see what happens when the cameras are supposedly off. And the videos of Alex on location delivered just that. Picture the setting that millions of internet users are watching on. Repeat a huge soundstage bustling with a whole crew of directors, lighting experts, makeup artists, and stylists. At the heart of all this activity is a 20-year-old woman shouldering the athletic aspirations of more than 100 million people. And yet she appears completely at ease. The clips show her in sharp athletic attire with a bright green highlight that gives a subtle nod to the brand. She holds her racket like it's a natural part of her body, not just a prop for the shoot. You can watch her rehearse her swing, and even in this artificial setting, her form is absolutely perfect. There's the powerful topspin forehand and the penetrating flat two-handed backhand that just recently dismantled Jasmine Paolini's defenses. Directors are shouting instructions, calling for more intensity for that look of a champion, and Alex switches it on in an instant. But the moment the director yells, "Cut!" that fierce warrior-like concentration dissolves into a brilliant, youthful, and contagious smile. She's seen sharing a laugh with the person behind the camera and kidding around with her crew. It's this combination, the ferocious, relentless athlete on the court and the friendly, down-to-earth person she is away from it, that makes her an advertiser's perfect find. Then you have the shots that feature the product itself. There's the shot of the drink being poured, the beads of moisture on the glass, and that famous green mug. For many years, directors in the Philippines have mastered the art of capturing that classic Milo moment. It's that particular scene where the tired yet satisfied athlete sips the drink, a visual that represents restoring energy and getting a reward for all the effort. Watching Alex Eala take part in this practically sacred advertising tradition set off a huge surge of nostalgia and pride all over social media. The comments on these leaked clips are a testament to the country's collective pride. You see comments like, "Finally, she's getting the respect she's earned here at home," and others saying, "I'm buying an entire case just to show my support." Then there are the endless streams of parents tagging their kids, writing things like, "See if you work hard enough, that could be you someday." This kind of natural user-driven excitement is what ad agencies pour millions of dollars into creating, often without much luck. But for Alex Eala, it all comes together without any effort. What's the reason? It's because her narrative is deeply genuine. Her path to success wasn't cooked up by executives around a table. It was shaped on the clay courts of Europe and the hard courts of North America, a long way from her home, while she put up with exhausting travel, physical weariness, and the massive mental strain of trying to make it in a sport long controlled by Europeans and Americans. To grasp the soaring market value she has today, you have to follow the timeline of her rise, because her entire brand is built upon a solid base of proven, hard-won, historic victories. Let's rewind to her formative years. She was born in Quezon City, Philippines, into a sports-oriented family. Her mother, Riza, won a bronze medal in swimming at the 1985 Southeast Asian Games. A drive for excellence was simply part of who she is. But tennis is an exceptionally tough sport. It demands a huge financial commitment, constant travel, and entry to elite coaching, which can be hard to come by in developing countries. Her skill was clear from a young age, which led to the enormous life-changing choice to relocate to Spain for training at the Rafa Nadal Academy. Just consider the mental fortitude it takes for a young teenager to leave her homeland friends and everything familiar to dive into a setting where the only acceptable standard is complete perfection. That personal sacrifice is the unseen foundation for the commercial being shot today. Her time as a junior player was like a constant growing warning to the rest of the tennis world, winning Les Petits Airs in France at age 12, clinching junior doubles titles at both the Australian and French Opens, and then came the pivotal moment, the 2022 U.S. Open Girls Singles Championship. With that, she made history as the first Filipino player to ever capture a junior Grand Slam singles championship. She accepted her trophy in New York, gave a graceful speech, expressed gratitude to her country, and instantly transformed into a beacon of hope for the nation. However, making the leap from a stellar junior career to a successful professional one is famously where many tennis prodigies see their dreams die. A lot of gifted junior players never even break into the top 200 of the pro rankings. The sheer physical power, strategic sophistication, and the relentless week-after-week struggle of the ITF and WTA tours shatter many up-and-coming careers. This is the point where Alex demonstrated that her commercial appeal is built on real substance, not just excitement. The years 2023 and 2024 were defined by pure hard work, winning ITF titles, fighting through Grand Slam qualifiers, and enduring difficult, character-defining losses to experienced pros. She was essentially forging her armor. And then came the 2025 season, a year that will be permanently engraved in the history of Philippine sports. At the Miami Open, she came in as a wild card, ranked well below the top tier, and engineered a fairy tale run that sent shockwaves through the international tennis community. She wasn't just defeating talented opponents, she was toppling giants, taking out Madison Keys, and then conquering a true legend of the game, IGTCH. The images of her overcome with emotion on the court after that win were seen across the globe. She shattered records by becoming the first player from the Philippines to advance to a WTA 1000 semifinal, breaking into the top 100, and securing a spot in her first ever WTA Tour final at Eastbourne. She claimed her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, ultimately closing out the year with a world ranking of number 50. When an athlete achieves that kind of meteoric rise, their market value doesn't simply go up, it skyrockets. Major corporation sponsors and iconic legacy brands such as Milo observe that upward path and recognize something far beyond just a tennis player. They see a story about achieving the unimaginable. They see a platform to promote values like determination, excellence, and national pride. Now, let's shift our focus and break down the other side of this partnership, the brand itself. In the Philippines, Milo is far more than a chocolate malt drink. It's a cultural fixture whose marketing history offers a textbook example of embedding a product into a society. Ever since its introduction to the country in 1964, it has been presented as the essential fuel for athletic dreams. A prime example is the National Milo Marathon, which recently celebrated its 50th anniversary with a new Champ Run initiative and is a cherished tradition for the over 3.5 million runners who have participated. The Milo Sports Clinics, launched in 1983, have given millions of Filipino kids their first taste of sports like basketball, swimming, volleyball, and tennis. The television commercials for the brand are truly legendary. If you were a kid in the Philippines during the 80s, 90s, or 2000s, you know the jingles by heart. You'll remember those advertisements where young kids would face a sporting challenge, hit a moment of doubt, get a comforting cup of Milo from a parent, and then go on to overcome their fears and win. It's an incredibly effective and emotionally powerful formula. More recently, the Milanoon Hanging Neon Tuloy Ang Paging Champion campaign masterfully connected past legends with current superstars, featuring icons like Coy Yolo and Alyssa Valdez, while inducting Alexandra Eala into this prestigious circle. Through this, the brand is making a powerful declaration about its vision for the future. Tennis in the Philippines has generally been considered an exclusive country club activity, not as accessible to everyday people as basketball or volleyball. But the success Alex Eala has achieved is making that dream attainable for all. Children in neighborhoods all over the country are viewing her matches on their phones, trying to copy her swing and asking their parents for tennis rackets. By placing her at the center of a massive high-frequency television and digital campaign, Milo is effectively establishing tennis as a mainstream aspirational goal for the average Filipino child. This is precisely where the surge in her commercial appeal becomes crystal clear. In the sports marketing world, an athlete's worth is gauged by their influence, their connection with the public, and their relatability. And Alexandra Eala excels in all three areas. Her influence is global. She competes in Paris, London, New York, Melbourne, and Dubai, and her connection with her audience is profound. She represents a deeply proud nation that is eager for international sporting success, and her relatability is exceptional. Despite her elite-level training and millionaire status, she appears grounded, humble, and strongly connected to her heritage, frequently posting about missing Filipino food or listening to popular music. Let's examine the timing of this leaked commercial because in marketing, timing is absolutely critical. Just 1 week ago, Alex was recognized as the Philippine Sports Writers Association's Female Athlete of the Year for 2025, sharing the honor with two-time Olympic gold medalist Milo. In her acceptance speech, she showed tremendous grace acknowledging the award and solidifying her position as a mature, insightful ambassador for Philippine sports. And then, only days after that speech, she took to the courts in the Middle East and delivered an outstanding performance at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. She was given a very difficult draw, but she remained remarkably composed when her initial opponent Hailey Baptiste withdrew with an injury. Alex maintained her focus. Her next match was against Jasmine Paolini, the world's number 8 player, a formidable and energetic competitor who has reached a Grand Slam final. But Alex, playing on center court under the lights, a primetime slot proving her immense star power, methodically defeated the Italian star in a spectacular 100-minute contest. She secured the win with a baseline winner, looked toward her team in disbelief, and sent the predominantly Filipino crowd in the arena into a state of absolute euphoria. She proceeded to defeat the highly seasoned Romanian veteran Sorana Cerci to advance to the quarterfinals. Although her impressive run was finally ended by the incredible American star Coco Gauff, the points she gained from that quarterfinal appearance launched her up a staggering 16 spots in the WTA rankings, settling her at her new historic career high of world number 31. Now, put yourself in the shoes of a marketing director at Milo or at the advertising firm managing this campaign. You're in possession of behind-the-scenes video from a commercial you've just filmed with Alex. She has just been declared Athlete of the Year. She has just defeated a top 10 player in the world. She has just reached the highest ranking of her entire career. The moment isn't just right, it's absolutely perfect. To release these clips now and let them spread virally online is a tactical masterstroke of perfectly synchronized timing. The media coverage of her victories generates excitement for the commercial, and the excitement for the commercial then amplifies the celebration of her victories. This creates a perfect self-perpetuating cycle of immense publicity. At this very moment, she is preparing to travel to the United States for what is known in the tennis world as the Sunshine Double, 2 enormous and prestigious back-to-back WTA 1000 tournaments in Indian Wells, California and Miami, Florida. These tournaments are often considered the 5th Grand Slams because the fields are so competitive and the ranking points and prize money are so substantial. Alex is going back to Miami, the exact location of her incredible breakthrough to the semifinals last year, and the international tennis media is already eagerly anticipating her return. Even the official WTA website is building hype around her upcoming matches. And this commercial buzz is already going global. You can count on the Filipino diaspora to make sure any news from back home spreads worldwide in an instant. You can bet the turnout to see her play in California and Florida will be huge. Filipino communities across the U.S. will show up in droves, complete with flags, banners, and their signature contagious enthusiasm. This ad serves as a call to action for every Filipino on the planet, urging them to watch, get tickets, and rally behind their champion. Let's take a closer look at the production details we can piece together from the leaked footage and what they reveal about the brand's game plan. Visuals are everything in today's advertising, particularly for an established brand trying to stay relevant with a younger digital-first audience that is easily distracted. The leaked footage reveals a very dynamic and energetic filming style. This is far from your typical static testimonial. We are seeing tracking shots that follow her every move, high-speed cameras capturing the sheer power of her swing, and intense high-contrast lighting that frames her like a superhero on the big screen. Elevating her image like this is absolutely key. It sends a clear message to viewers. Alexandra Eala is not just another athlete. She is a full-blown superstar. This puts her visually on the same level as global campaigns from giants like Nike or Adidas. By investing in this high-end production quality, Milo is cementing her status as a top-tier global asset. It is a clear visual signal that her market value is exploding. So, what is the story they are telling? We have not seen the final ad, but based on the brand's past work and her own backstory, we can make some pretty solid predictions. Every great sports ad needs a story of conflict and resolution. You have to show the struggle to make the victory feel earned. The commercial will almost certainly touch on the incredible pressure she is under, the weight of expectations, the lonely nights in hotels around the globe, and the sheer physical toll of her training. Then the product comes in not as some magic fix, but as a source of comfort and energy, a taste of home and a connection to the unwavering support from her family and country that gives her the fuel to get back on the court and dominate. It is this psychological angle that makes these ads so effective. They connect with feelings and experiences that everyone understands. Everyone has to face their own tough challenges. We all know what it is like to feel exhausted and question ourselves. Seeing Alex Eala, who regularly goes up against the world's best, push through her struggles with pure grit and the backing of a familiar brand is empowering for the audience. This is aspirational marketing executed perfectly. The financial fallout from this leak and the upcoming official launch of the ad is also really interesting to break down. When you see a headline saying her market value has sumabog na, which means it is blown up, they are not kidding. In the world of pro tennis, prize money is great, but endorsements are where the real long-term wealth is built. A player ranked 31 in the world gets a lot of screen time. She is guaranteed a spot in the main draw of all 4 Grand Slams and gets to play on showcase courts with broadcasts reaching millions of homes all over the world. So when a huge multinational company like Nestle, which owns Milo, signs a major regional star like Alex, the deal is obviously worth a lot of money. But what is even more important is the message it sends to other global brands. It tells them that Alex Eala is a safe bet, a premium, and incredibly effective spokesperson. This kind of deal opens the door for partnerships with luxury fashion houses, car companies, banks, and tech firms. We have already seen hints of this with her other sponsorship deals, but a major TV commercial in heavy rotation is the thing that will really kick her endorsement portfolio into high gear. She is transforming from just a sports figure into a worldwide lifestyle brand. On top of all that, you really cannot overstate the impact this viral moment will have on the sports scene in the Philippines. We are in the middle of a golden era for Philippine sports, led by a whole new generation of amazing athletes. You have EJ Obiena crushing it in pole vaulting, Koyulo winning double gold in gymnastics, the women's national soccer team making history, and now Alex taking the tennis world by storm. For years, the story in Philippine sports was often about puso, all heart, and fighting hard despite a lack of resources, often ending in a noble loss. This new generation, however, is rewriting that entire narrative. They are not just showing up to compete. They are showing up to dominate and fully expect to win. And finally, corporate sponsorship is starting to catch up to that new reality. When young Filipino athletes see Alex Eala in a huge TV ad holding that famous green mug, it makes them believe that reaching a world-class level is a real rewarding career they can aim for. It also encourages parents to invest in their kids' athletic training. This puts pressure on the government and private companies to fund better training facilities, which creates a positive feedback loop for development. People will be studying the Alex Eala effect for years to come. In the same way the Manny Pacquiao era led to a boom in boxing gyms and new fighters, the Eala era will mean tennis courts across the country are booked solid. Kids are going to be asking their coaches to teach them her deadly left-handed forehand. They will be on YouTube breaking down her footwork, all while drinking Milo and dreaming about starring in their own commercials one day. This is what happens when a culturally powerful sports endorsement is done right. It becomes about so much more than just the product. It works its way into the nation's story. These leaked behind-the-scenes clips are just the beginning. Think of them as the spark. The fire will be the commercial's full release, which is guaranteed to be all over TV screens, YouTube ads, and billboards nationwide. Of course, we also have to think about the pressure all of this puts on Alex herself. Massive popularity and an exploding market value bring with them an equally massive amount of scrutiny. From now on, every time she steps on the court, her performance will be picked apart by everyone from seasoned tennis experts to the everyday fans who recognize her from that ad. A victory will see her hailed as a hero of the nation. But in a sport as brutal as tennis, losses are unavoidable, and when they happen, you'll be able to feel the collective letdown from her supporters. Yet her career up to this point has demonstrated one thing above all. Alexandra Eala has the kind of mental fortitude you see once in a generation. You simply can't defeat players like IG Swiatek or Jasmine Paolini unless your mind is made of steel. And you don't pack up your life as a kid to go train abroad without an incredible well of inner strength. She has consistently demonstrated an ability to take immense pressure and channel it directly into her power. She comes alive in the spotlight. She welcomes the weight of expectation. It's more than just being ready for this kind of fame. It's like she was designed for it. While we're still processing this huge development, it's important to consider what this means for women's sports across Southeast Asia as a whole. Traditionally, the area has been a powerhouse for incredible athletes in sports such as badminton and weightlifting. But seeing someone from the region reach the very top tier of a major global sport like tennis has been almost unheard of. Alexandra Eala, along with competitors like Indonesia's Janice Chen, is completely demolishing that barrier. They're showing the world that given the necessary talent, commitment, and infrastructure, female athletes from Southeast Asia can compete on equal footing with the established giants from Europe and the Americas. And major brands are starting to take notice. They're realizing there's a huge, enthusiastic, and largely untapped market of fans in Southeast Asia. When Milo elevated Alex to their main spokesperson, they weren't just targeting the Philippines. They were sending a clear message about the growing importance and sway of the entire region within the international sports world. This is a truly smart, forward-looking move that perfectly marries the company's business objectives with significant social advancement. As we count down the days and weeks until the finished commercial is officially released, the buzz surrounding it is only going to get louder. Could we see guest spots from other legendary Filipino athletes? Is a special theme song being written for the campaign? How are they planning to weave her latest landmark wins into the storyline? Each and every element is sure to be picked apart, discussed, and cheered on by her followers who are incredibly dedicated and emotionally connected to her story. The online impact of this news is already immense. Hashtags about Alex, Ella, and the ad are currently the #1 trend. Unofficial edits of the leaked clips set to emotional soundtracks are racking up millions of views on sites like TikTok and Instagram. On sports, radio hosts are spending whole blocks of their shows just talking about her commercial appeal. This is a true cultural event, one of those infrequent times when athletics, business, and national identity come together perfectly. We are watching a star being born right before our eyes. From a little girl with a racket in Quezon City to a junior Grand Slam winner in New York to a top contender on the WTA Tour, and now the undisputed ambassador for the country's most legendary sports drink. Alexandra Eala's career is about more than just tennis now. She's shaping a new age in the sport, and the way this commercial has gone viral is concrete evidence that the entire world is paying attention and is completely enthralled. As we start to conclude this detailed analysis of the viral phenomenon around Alexandra Eala's new Milo commercial, it's vital to take a moment and appreciate the incredible sequence of events that brought us here. What we're seeing isn't just a clever marketing campaign. It's a national aspiration coming to life. Social media is on fire. Her commercial value is soaring. And those behind-the-scenes videos are on a constant loop for millions because they symbolize something deeply optimistic, and that brings people together. In a media landscape so often filled with conflict, the clear, well-deserved triumph of a 20-year-old Filipina athlete taking on the world is a narrative that people from all walks of life want to rally behind. Alex Eala's path from a gifted young player to world number 31 and now to a widely recognized cultural figure serves as a powerful lesson in commitment, perseverance, and the unyielding drive to be the best. She has shouldered the athletic hopes of an entire country, a burden that would have easily broken a weaker person, and has transformed that pressure into something brilliant. Every single punishing forehand, every strategic changeup, every tear of joy in victory or sorrow in defeat has laid the groundwork for this landmark point in her professional life. It's impossible to overstate the importance of her collaboration with an iconic brand like Milo. This is the company that for decades has taught Filipinos that greatness is earned, not inherited. This is the drink that has powered countless early morning sessions, late-night drills, and the steadfast conviction that reaching the top is possible. By joining the ranks of sports heroes who have previously held that famous green mug, Alex isn't just promoting a product, she's embracing the responsibility of being a role model. She is sending a message to millions of children across the islands that their ambitions, regardless of how bold they seem, are real and attainable. She's demonstrating that a young person from the Philippines can compete on the most prestigious stages in Paris, London, New York, and Melbourne, face the top athletes in the world, and come out on top. When we look to the future, Alexandra Eala's prospects are incredibly promising. Even as the excitement for her commercial grows ahead of its premiere, she isn't slowing down to celebrate. Right now, she's getting ready to showcase her formidable skills on the hard courts in the United States. The forthcoming Sunshine Double, the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells, and the Miami Open offers a huge chance to solidify her position within the sport's top tier. She's heading back to Miami, the exact location of her landmark victory. This time, she's not arriving as an obscure wildcard entry, hoping for an upset, but as the world number 31. She's coming back as a recognized top-tier challenger, a formidable opponent, and an international star whose commercial appeal has undeniably skyrocketed. Everyone in the world of tennis knows who she is, and her rivals know exactly what she can do. And because of the incredible viral momentum of this new campaign, her story is about to reach a massive mainstream audience. The convergence of her absolute athletic prime with her peak marketability is igniting an undeniable explosion into superstardom. Corporate America is finally realizing what those of us in the sports world have understood for a long time. Alexandra Eala is the kind of talent that emerges once in a lifetime, a captivating representative for her sport and the definition of a true champion. As we all hold our breath for the commercial's official debut, we'll be locked in on her every serve, her every return, and her every victory on the WTA Tour, celebrating each new milestone. We'll be breaking down every match and watching with tremendous pride as she completely transforms the record books for Philippine athletics. This entire phenomenon serves as a powerful illustration of why we're so drawn to sports, for the motivation, the sheer excitement, and the unbelievable stories of human achievement against all odds. Alexandra Eala took the world by surprise. She's filled us with pride, and this is only the beginning of her journey. Her brand value has skyrocketed. Her legend continues to expand, and her legacy is being forged with each forceful swing of the racket. I want to thank you for coming along on this thorough exploration of the single biggest narrative happening in sports and entertainment right now. Make sure you stay with us for the latest on her progress in the Sunshine Double, and of course for the instant that highly buzzed-about commercial is finally released to the public. Let's continue to show up for our athletes. Continue to go after your own championship aspirations, and never forget that greatness is always within your wow.